So let me go.
Teacher, we live?
No, my dear, not now. Only when I
Teacher.
finish revising the whole of the lesson. I think tomorrow we will start writing, okay? So I will tell you today that please bring your worksheet cases and bring your notebook. Okay?
Teacher.
Keep it ready.
Okay. Teacher.
Okay? I have given 2 pages worksheet it is. Okay? Now we are coming to the chapter 1, that is the physical features of the natural history of the state of Kuwait. Now you already know that Kuwait is a small country located in the Middle East in the northwestern corner of the Arabian Gulf. See here?
Yeah.
I'm revising it again for you. This is Arabian
When
Sea.
we will get the KSA's box?
We'll get. Very
Teacher,
don't worry. My dear, please mute your mic. Don't disturb the class, please. Okay? Mute your mic. Video and mics. Okay? Your mic should be muted first. Now, you can see that there is Kuwait here in the northwestern side of the Arabian Gulf. Here is Kuwait. Now, this is because under its surface there is large amount of variable natural resources called oil. So this is very small country. This is a very small country, but it is very important. Why it is important? Because it has lot of reserves of oil under the ground. It has large quantity of oil under the ground. So we have learned that. Please mute your mic. I can see here who is not muting the mic. So, though it is a very small country, it is a very important place. Why it is important place? Because of the oil reserve. Because lot of oil is found under the ground in Kuwait. Okay? So it lies to the northwestern side of the Arabian Gulf. You already know this because we have completed the lesson. Yes? Yes or no, children?
Yes.
Now topography, children. Some people may think that Kuwait is just a modern city situated in the area of desert. But this is not the full story of Kuwait. It has bays, islands, hills. Yes?
Someone removed me from the meeting.
No, my dear. You log in, log out and log in. Okay? You can join up. Now it has the vital areas of underground water and water. This is not the thing to be done, children. You should not do this thing. Sometimes you're muting your friends, sometimes you're removing out. No. Please don't play with it. Okay? Listen to the teachers. Is it clear? Don't mute your mic and don't put videos.
Here.
Yes.
But teacher, some people think I do it, but I don't. Teacher, someone muted me. Teacher, your mic is mute. Teacher, your mic is mute. Teacher, your mic is mute. Muted. I think she's on hold or she's connecting.
Yes. Now listen, children. So you know that Kuwait is a small country, but it is a very important country. Now I don't want any disturbance in between children, okay? Let everyone understand the lesson. You have already understood the lesson before. I'm just revising for you once again, children. Okay?
Okay.
Now this Kuwait modern city is situated in the area of desert. Okay, it is in the desert. But this is not the true story. People may think desert means only sand, it is very hot and all. But this is not the true story of Kuwait. What happens is here, there are bays, islands, hills and valleys. It has vital areas of underground water and vast oil fields. It has many oil fields under the ground and it has a large quantity of water also under the ground. Now Kuwait Desert is an extension of Arabian Desert, which is one of the hottest and the driest areas on the earth. So it's an extension of Arabian Desert. Kuwait is in Arabian Desert. Okay? It is one of the hottest and the driest areas on the earth. I told you last time, children. Why it is considered as one of the driest areas on the earth? Because here, during the summers, the temperature is very high. It is reaching up to 50 degrees Celsius. And because of this, it turns the areas into dry areas because of the heat of the sun. Now, how deserts are formed, children? You know, usually when we come to know, okay, this is desert. So you know that desert is having the soil, sand soil, yes? So no trees can grow more. It's very hot. It is very dry. And then you can see that the rays of the sun are falling directly on the place in the deserts. So what happens here? The water evaporates faster from the ocean and the ground. The water starts to evaporate. Evaporate means the water will turn into moisture and will go and get collected in the sky. Now I'm going to explain to you about this convectional rainfalls here. Now this is the sea. For example, maybe there are many water bodies, children, on the earth. That is, for example, ocean, seas, rivers, lakes, ponds. Yes, these are all open. Now what happens is, because of the heat of the sun, you can see a sun. Because of the heat of the sun and that the sun rays are falling directly on this water, the water gets warmed up. The water gets warmed or the water gets heated up. Now once the water gets warmed up, what happens? The warm air rises. The warm air rises. Now this warm air again will go in the sky and form clouds. You can see the clouds here. See? Now these clouds, they start cooling for some time and afterwards they come to the earth. These clouds will cool down and see here you can see. The warm air is rising, the arrow mark. The warm air, who is singing? Please, I can know. I can see the name. Now, the warm air rises. Here you can see the arrows. And then this air forms the clouds. And then the rain comes to the earth. It comes to the earth in the form of rain. Once again, children, see here, there is seas, oceans, lakes, ponds and all. Okay? Because of the sun's rays, the water has been heated up. The water gets heated up. Once the water gets heated up, what happens? The warm air will rise. The water vapor start rising. This water vapor will go in the sky and get collected and form clouds. It forms cloud. Again, these clouds will cool down and they come to the earth in the form of rain. They come to the earth in the form of rain. Okay. Now one of you unmute your mic and let me know what happens here. How is the rainfall taking place? Who can say now? Hello?
Hello, teacher.
Teacher, will I say?
One of you say this.
Yes,
Archana?
teacher.
How is the rainfall caused? Who can explain to me? One of you. Hello children. Who can explain to me this? What I explained just now?
The evaporation?
Yes.
Yes.
Was this why?
Yes.
Make the sun come and make the water to be hot and getting up and make clouds. So the clouds came down again to the water and make rain.
Okay, okay. It's very clear to you. Okay. Anybody else?
Called evaporation.
Yes. Anybody else? Children? What is happening here to the water? Can you tell me now?
The sun
What is happening to the water?
the water and
The sun,
the water dies.
the sun
That
Yes.
the water
Yes.
so
The
the
sun.
water
In the sky they form.
rain.
In the sky they form.
Easy
rain.
clouds.
When the clouds start cooling, there is rainfall.
Rain.
There is warm air rise.
Yes. Now coming back to the next one, that is flora and fauna. Flora and fauna. Flora
Teacher keeps recording and saving. It's getting annoying because of the notifications.
what happened?
Someone keeps recording and saving the recording.
Yeah. I'm going to stop now because already the school is sending you the recording. Don't do that, my dear. See who did that? No videos, my dear, in between. Section 4 now, flora and fauna. Flora means plants and fauna means animal life found in Kuwait. See children, whatever you are doing, we can see it here on the screen. And whoever is doing, the names are there. Please don't do this again, okay? Now, section 4 is flora and fauna. Flora means plants and fauna means animal life found in Kuwait. So it's very clear to you. All the plants that are there in Kuwait are called as flora and all the animal life that is there in Kuwait is called as fauna. It's clear to you? Now the Kuwait wildlife has been influenced by animals moving toward the south to effect years ago.
لنكون
Now,
جميعا
short, I'm going to go and say in the office now.
غدا.
Who is this? I know.
Ahmad
My dear. Shall I call someone from the office now? For you? Okay. Wait. My dear, call someone from the office now.
Ahmad Hamid.
Yes, I know that. Okay. Many animals could not survive. Who's that? You told me the name?
Ahmad Hamid.
Ahmad Dhani. Okay, I'm going to say in the office now. Many animals could not survive in the desert because of the intense heat. Why the animals could not live? Survive means live. It's because of the intense heat, because of the heat of the sun. Now, man has been influenced by many ways. What is happening here is human beings are trying to import animals. That is, they're trying to bring the animals from one country to another country. Certain birds have joined the wildlife of Kuwait as a result of man's action, that's hunting. Because people are hunting the animals and birds, once they come to know, they start making a move to other places. Some of the birds have escaped from the bird market. You know that. Sorry, children. Some of the birds have escaped from the bird market and started to move outside. That is, when they are living in the bird market, they want to live freely. That is why they move from this area to other area where they are free. Hunting of some animals for fun. They are hunting some animals for fun. Fun means what? Only for the sake of their hobby. Maybe their hobby is hunting the animals or killing the animals. But this is the wrong thing, children. You should not kill the animals. Now, some of the animals are chasing them in the jeep. Some of them they are killing, shooting them with the guns and carrying them in the jeeps, vans, big vans. And the last is migration. Now, migration means what, children? Migration means to move from one place to another place in search of food, water and shelter. Now they are moving to the south in the autumn and north in the spring. Autumn means, I told you yesterday, that is a season between summer and before winter. And spring means between winter and summer. Is it clear to you, children? We have already learned this yesterday. Yes?
Yes. Yes, teacher, it's clear.
Teacher, it's so clear even.
Someone keeps muting us all, even you're muted, teacher.
التيتشر حد برضو عمل لها ميوت برضو كلنا اتعملنا
Teacher, your mic is muted.
في وقت واحد.
Teacher, your mic is muted.
Who unmute the mic now?
طب مين؟
Okay, today I will check the names now. Who is doing this? You can see green shrubs and trees which can live with very little water. I'll be checking later on the names. I have the list. In spring season after rain, you can see many flowers and plants burst into life. I told you, during the winter we are having rainfall, and because of this rain, what happened? You can see many plants and flowers. They are bursting into life. That means they are growing, and you can see colorful flowers growing. Lots of plants appear to be dead in summer because of the hot weather. I told you yesterday also that what happens during the summer, the plants will die, and also the flowers will die, and they fall to the same ground. They'll fall in the same ground. So the seeds are again there in the soil. These seeds will again burst into life in the next coming winters, okay, when there is rainfall. Only because of rain they start growing, okay, or they're bursting into life. Again, this will carry on for many years, okay, the same thing. Every year when there is winter and when there is rainfall, the plants start growing and they burst into life and they have different colorful flowers. So you can also see in winter in the surrounding of your Kuwait. Now next you have Desert plants survive because they have long roots which stretch down to reach the underground water. Yesterday I told you the plants like cactus, date palm tree and all these plants, they are growing in the desert. How only these plants are growing in the desert, children? It's only because they have long roots. They have long roots and these roots reach to the ground and they pull the water for the growth. But other trees cannot grow because they have short roots. They cannot reach to the underground water. But these plants, cactus, date palm tree and all, can reach the underground water. And that is why they can grow. Now we have the next date palm tree. Now yesterday also I told you about the date palm tree. Yes, children? There is a sweet fruit. It is yellow in color before it is ripe, but once it is ripe, it turns into brown color. It turns into brown color. Now the seeds of these fruit, the seed of this fruit is used by the camel's food. It is used as a camel's food. And the trunk part of this is used for building the fences. To attach the roof, you are using the branches of the tree. All these branches of the tree. Attach the roof means what? To put on the huts, the roof. Okay? Those who cannot afford to build a house and all, they have huts and all. Now on the huts, they are putting this or they're attaching them. These branches of the tree. Once they are dried. Okay? And this trunk, yesterday I told you that this trunk of tree can be used for building the fences. Once again, the sweet fruit is used by whom, children? The sweet fruit, tamar.
Humans
And
Humans and birds and animals.
yes, very good. It is used by birds, it is used by animals, and mainly it is used first by human beings. Okay. Now this fruit,
Human
it is
beings
yellow in
also
color before
use.
it becomes ripe. But once it is ripe, which color it changes to? From yellow?
brown.
It
It's
changes
brown.
to?
It's really
Which
brown.
color? Yes, very good. It changes to brown. The seeds are used as
Camel food, teacher.
camel's food. The seed is used as camel's food. Very good. And the branches of the tree are used for
Brown,
the roof of the
roots for the huts.
hut.
and the trunk of the tree can be used for fencing.
Fences.
Yes, very good. You understood this much now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Teacher.
Yes, teacher. It's
Now we're coming
easy.
back to the camel. What is the camel called as, children? The camel is called as the
Sheep of the desert.
yes, very good. It's called as the sheep of the desert. Now, which is the most common animal in Kuwait?
Camels.
Camel.
Camels. Very good. Camels are the most common animal in Kuwait. Camels can go for long days, if not weeks, for food and without food and water. They can live for many days or weeks without food and water. Now, this is the animal which is surviving only in the desert, children. No other animals can survive, but camel can surely survive because it can live without food and water for many days or for weeks. That is why this animal can survive in the desert. Now they have been used for thousands of years to carry both people and goods across the desert. They can move about 10 kilometers per hour. Every hour they can travel for 10 kilometers. Okay, children? Once again, it is called the sheep of the desert. It is a common animal in Kuwait. Camels can go for long days or weeks without food and water. Now this is the animal which can survive in the desert. How many liters of water it is drinking in few minutes?
100 liters.
Yes, very good. 100 liters of water in a very few minutes. Yes. They have been used for thousands of years. What they carry? Children, what do they carry?
They carry humans.
They are carrying
human beings.
good across the deserts. They can move about 10 kilometers per hour.
hour.
Yes.
I'm not ready for that.
Now we are coming for the birds. I told you yesterday that very few birds live in Kuwait. Why is it? Because of the climate conditions. Okay. Now wherever they find the climate is cool, they go there. So usually what happens? The birds start going to the north side of Kuwait. And when they go north side, what happens? They start living there. And then they turn to the warm climate in the Kuwait. Now birds like hoppy and European bee eater can be found in parks and gardens. They are found in parks and gardens. Some birds have been seen over the desert or even on the ground as they wait for the hot air to help them glide. So some of them are waiting for the hot air, children. Why is it? Because they say that the birds can fly smoothly. They have a smooth motion. Glide is nothing but to move with a smooth motion, glide. So this is about the birds. Now we are coming to the wildlife. Camel spider. Yesterday I told you. The camel. This is the most common spider. Yes? It is a very common spider. It is looking very fierce and dangerous. You can see in the picture here. It is looking very fierce and dangerous. But it is not. I told you yesterday.
But
it is not.
it is harmless.
Yes, it does not cause any harm to human beings. It does not cause any harm to human beings. So this is about the camel spider. Now we are coming to the next one, that is the scorpion. They are not very easy to find. They are not very easy to find. They have a poisonous sting here. You can see here. They are having the poisonous stings. Now once they bite the human beings, what happens? They will inject the poison into the body of human beings. So you have to be very careful because these black scorpions, their home is under the rocks, and you can find the rocks very close by to the seaside. Yes, you can find a number of rocks. So whenever you happen to go to the seaside, see that you don't turn such things. Don't turn such things, or be careful to see that you don't go close by to the rocks or shake them. Maybe sometimes they will come out and they are very dangerous. Now coming back to the snakes, they are also widespread all over the desert. I told you yesterday that some snakes are poisonous and some are not. Some may be poison. They are mainly found near the bushes and rocks and down the burrows of other creatures. And they are spread over the desert. Now the lizards. Yesterday I told you about the lizards. Who is winning the fight now? The dove or the worrel? Who wins the fight?
The
world.
desert.
The desert monitor or world.
Yes, the desert monitor or the worrel. Now, many of these can be found. Many of these can be found in the desert. The largest and the most common one is the dove. You can see the dove. Now what happens, children, here? When it is when morning it is very cold, it is black in color, this dove. But as the body gradually being warmed up by the sun, it changes into yellowish. It changes into yellowish. So early in the morning you can find that it is black in color. But as it is getting warmed up by the sun, it turns to be yellowish in color. And then you have the next largest one is the monitor or the worrel. This is a long skinny creature with a long tail. It is carnivorous. Carnivorous means which feeds on other creatures such as snakes, birds and rodents. It is eating snakes, birds and rodents. And when they are fighting, it's usually the worrel which wins. The worrel which will win.
Teacher, it's like a
Yes.
cannibal.
Yes?
It's like a cannibal because
Yes.
cannibals eat meat, like animal meat or human meat.
Yes.
They eat human meat.
Yes. Now we are coming to the birds, gerbils and gerbils. Now the gerbils are having two back legs which are very strong in the desert. You can see how it's hopping. And then you have the Libyan gourd. The Libyan gourd, you see that this Libyan gourd is usually found in the societies. It is found in the societies, in the colonies where the people are staying. Okay, children? And mainly it depends upon grains, it depends upon the plants, it depends on the seeds for food. And this one, gerbil also is the same. It is herbivorous, same like the Libyan gourd. They live in the colonies sometimes. Now they have the homes very close to the human beings' houses. So the gerbil said that it is an American kangaroo rat. I told you just now. The gerbil is called as the American kangaroo rat. It has long, two and powerful back legs here, which it bonds over the desert. Now coming back to the environment, children. Yesterday I told you what is environment. Environment means people, plants and animals that live. And when people are interfering with the nature, what happens? There are serious effects being caused in which we live. Okay? We call such effects as pollution. Some of the pollutions are as follows. In Kuwait, this can be caused by leaving rubbish and litter. Leaving rubbish and litter, for example, on the seashore. Okay? Chemicals which are used to help the crops to grow.
Teacher, someone muted you.
Somebody mute your mic. Yes.
جماعة
Now,
لو
also,
موجود على فكرة
yes, we can see children. Now, chemicals, let me
بابا
finish
يعمل
this first, and then I will tell you. Chemicals which are used to help the crops to grow and to control insects can sometimes poison the soil. So it's very important, children, here. In Kuwait, this can be caused by leaving the rubbish and litter. For example, on the seashores, okay? You can see that people are enjoying the lunch or dinner maybe on the seashore and they are leaving all the litter or the rubbish there. What they do, they usually pack it up in the plastic bag and they start throwing it into the seas. But this is wrong, children. There are the dustbins available. Just take a step forward and throw this in the dustbins. And there are chemicals, children. What happened to the chemicals? The chemicals are being sprayed on the crops. Why? Because the insects are eating. But in turn, these chemicals will affect the soil. That is, they will poison the soil. This is called as soil pollution. Now next you have the sea pollution. This can be caused by oil in sea after the Iraqi invasion. You know what happened? They left the oil to be flowing and it all entered the sea. Now when it entered the sea, what happened? Many fishes and birds were being killed and sewage was being discharged into the sea where it was not being properly treated, children. They let everything into the sea and because of this many fishes and birds were killed. Swimming in the sea was very unpleasant and unhealthy. Now water pollution. In Kuwait there is little or no fresh surface water, children. Most of the water is under the ground. Most of the water is under the ground, fresh water. But this you can see that how the water has been polluted. People have thrown all the dust, like a dustbin they have thrown all the dirt. Yes? So the water is polluted. And sometimes it may so happen that people are digging the earth for the sake of minerals. Now when they are digging the minerals, what happened? They will take the minerals, they will leave the place. Now there is a hole. Now in the same hole, what happened? Because of the rainwater or maybe because of the floods and all, the water is being collected. And then you can see the mosquitoes are breeding. Mosquitoes are living in that. Yes? And they start polluting the water. In this way, the water is being polluted. Then you have many underground water supplies and contaminating them. See that whenever you are using the water, see that the water is being purified, children. Because when you are contaminating that, contaminating means you are using that, you affect it and you will get some diseases. So always see that you are using the pure water. Now we have next the air pollution. in Kuwait there is really a problem. Why? Because when the Iraqis had come to Kuwait at the invasion of the war, at that time what happened? They started burning the oil wells. When they burned the oil wells, what happened? The chemicals and dust went into the air and they were all mixed up with the atmosphere. Okay? And then it took a long time. It took months to put it out. Okay?
Yeah.
And it was, we must really thank the people who have done this. That is,
pollution will kill the plant.
we have to thank all the people, those who have really put on their hard work and efforts to put out the fire, especially the trained firefighters.
Yeah, and I used to see a guy who cleans the sea.
Yes, yes. Again, yes. Then huge amount of smoke and chemicals were put into the atmosphere. Why? Because they burned the oil wells, and all the oil wells when they were burned, they were turning into carbon when they were entering into the atmosphere. And because of this, what happens is that huge amount of smoke and chemicals were put into the atmosphere, and after a few months you can see that they put off this. Really thanks to the hard work and the bravery of the team, especially the trained fire fighters. We must really thank them, children. Okay? Every moment we have to thank them, and because of them, we are seeing the previous Kuwait like how it was before. Yes, same like that way. Yes, children. You have any doubts here, children? And last, we go to the this is the end of the lesson. No. We are going to the noise pollution, children. Too much noise can affect human hearing. So avoid going in the disco parties. Yesterday I told you we should avoid going to the disco parties. And as a result, what happens is that there is permanent damage to the hearing because the eardrum will be damaged. So we have to see that we must do everything to preserve the quality of environment in Kuwait. Each one of us must take the leading step to see that we preserve the environment. We see that we have the better quality of environment in Kuwait, children. Whenever you find anything on the ground, just throw it in the dustbin. Whenever you're eating something during the break time and all, you have the dustbins available in the school. Just go and drop it.
Yes,
in the
but
dustbin.
teacher, sometimes the noise pollution might make the person deaf.
What is that?
Like she means like it will make the person die. That's what she means.
Ah.
No, I meant
Not
deaf,
pollution.
like not here.
That,
But no, you have to
that's
avoid the
what-
disco
that's
parties
what
and
she
other
meant.
parties, okay? Now today we are going to end this lesson, children, okay? And you wait for the teacher to come, okay? The next teacher will be coming and joining now, okay? And mute your mics, children, please, okay? Till the teacher comes. Okay, children? Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you, children.
Thank you for
Bye,
educating.
teacher.